Welcome to Your Biz, Your Rules, the podcast for business-minded go-getters hosted by me, your favourite brain and biz coach, Dara Paddy. This is the spot for those of you ready to blend heart and head, woo and do, income and impact, change and chill, and so much more. So grab yourself a cuppa and let's get started. Welcome to episode 214 of Your Biz, Your Rules. In this show, I'm going to be getting really real about where most coaches and healers let themselves down. I am very aware that this is an inflammatory topic that will probably push some buttons, but that doesn't mean that we should shy away from it. I've been talking about recording this episode for a while now, and I keep finding reasons to push it back, but no more. Let's get it done. Now, we all want to stand out. We want to be noticed. We want to be remembered. We want to be referred. We all want to be unforgettable with the work that we do and the transformations we facilitate. But let's talk reality for a second. The way that we are taught to show up as a coach, as a healer, as a mentor, whatever you want to call it, the behaviors that we model, they're often doing the opposite. They're either helping us blend into this blancmange of the business world, or they're helping us be unforgettable for the wrongest of reasons. When that becomes the standard, we all get tarred with this same toxic brush. People become suspicious. They stop believing in the transformative power of coaching or healing or space holding or embodiment or whatever, which has the very depressing ripple effect of our would-be clients staying stuck and suffering, and B, our businesses desiccating before our very eyes. And I want more than that for you. I want more than that for me, and I certainly want more than that for the world. So what's the key here? What's the secret to being a better kind of practitioner? Well, forgive me for using such a coachy word, but it's in the embodiment. Let me be more explicit and clear here. It's about doing what we tell our clients to do. It's about being how we expect our clients to be. It's about practicing what you preach before you start bloody preaching it. As coaches, as healers, as teachers, as consultants, we all have a system or a way of working, whether that is like an explicit system, such as the Unshakable Business Method that I teach inside of Unshakable Business Academy, or it might be more subtle, so it might be a set of tools, rituals, practices that you recommend. It is your responsibility, if you're going to sell this system, to live by it yourself. Passing off something that could in theory work without ever really testing it for yourself, crappy coaching. And testing it on yourself and not with clients is sort of how a lot of people get around this, but also kind of crappy coaching, because when people work with us, we're not going to be creating carbon copies. They are very different people with very different lives, very different experiences. And if we are going to teach a system, we have to know without a shadow of a doubt that it does work for different people with different circumstances. Regurgitating advice that you've heard elsewhere instead of speaking from your own experience, crappy coaching. Being lazy and just repeating things that you've ripped out of workbooks or from training seminars instead of actually doing your own thinking, doing your own exploring, doing your own research, crappy coaching. Resorting to jargon and vague concepts when you can't explain something properly, crappy coaching. And that goes for if somebody asks you a question and you have go-to responses of well, maybe you're sabotaging yourself. Or what would you do if you did know? Or you need to take responsibility for that. Crappy coaching. Imposing your one way of working on your clients with no nuance, no wiggle room, crappy coaching. Like I said, everybody on this earth has a different life, has a different business, has different expertise, has different personality traits, has all of these differences. So why are you expecting one very clear-cut formula to work for everybody? That is dumb. And shedding all responsibility if your ideas legitimately don't work for somebody. Crappy coaching. And let me be clear, we do want our clients to take personal responsibility for their results. We want them to stay in the room, to be doing the work, to stick with us and work with us and take action on the things that we discuss. But if they do all of that stuff, if they are on every call, if they are doing all of their homework, if they are genuinely trying and following your way of working and still not getting the results, that's not a them problem. That is a you problem. That, my friend, crappy coaching. If you've noticed any of these patterns in yourself, please calm yourself down, don't get defensive. I very much doubt that any of you would have done any of this out of malice. More likely, it's that it was how you were taught to show up in the online space. So forgive yourself for the past and choose a better way. Because the good news is that at any point, we get to decide to be and do better. And that shift doesn't have to be sparked by some big dramatic crisis. It doesn't have to be you burn out. It doesn't have to be you have a massive flop of something. It can start with as simple as an act as working through your own training, working through your own process and seeing what happens. If listening to this has lit a little fire in you, then I want you to consider working with me in one of two ways. So option number one, the Standard of Excellence. So the Standard of Excellence is a self-study program. It will probably take you a maximum of 2-3 weeks to work through, that really encourages you to be an unforgettable coach or healer for the right reasons. So it teaches you new ways of working, new ways of thinking, new ways of showing up for yourself and others that really sets you up to be the right kind of leader, a leader this world desperately needs. Option number two, come and enroll in Unshakable Business Academy. Unshakable Business Academy is my 12-month mastermind group coaching program thing where we go through the 5 essential pillars of doing business. And that looks at your personal life, it looks at your energetic world, and it also looks like building a signature strategy inside of your business. And all of this impacts the way that you are able to show up with your clients, the caliber of work that you are equipped to do. None of these things are acting in isolation, they're all part of a whole. So if you know that you want to choose a better way, if you know that you want to do things differently, then just take a look at the information pages. I've popped both links in the show notes for you. But I would love to welcome you into either one so that you can start making changes today. That's your only action step. Take a look at the Standard of Excellence, take a look at Unshakable Business Academy, and choose the one that feels right for you. I'll see you on the other side. Thank you for listening to Your Biz, Your Rules. I know that we all like to listen to podcasts, watch videos, read articles or books or posts on Facebook and not really do anything with that information. So I want to challenge you right now. I want to challenge you to take something from this episode, anything, and use it to spark action. Use it to activate some kind of change in the way you work and the way you live. Do yourself this service today and tell me all about it on Instagram. Hop over, shoot me a DM or share an Instagram story showcasing what action you are taking thanks to this episode. And of course, do all of the usual things. Subscribe, leave a review, let me know how much you love the show, and I'll be back with you next week.